Hi, and good morning. Welcome, everybody, to our Sunday morning chat. I am Gail, and we have Karen, as usual, your favorite virtual assistant. Today, we are going to be talking about email marketing, which is very important. And we have Domi, Panic, and Thomas is going to join in us. They just had a little baby, so Thomas is in the back trying to get her to sleep, but Domi is going to get us started. So, welcome, Domi, and tell us a little bit about yourself and, of course, Thomas, and how did you get into email marketing? And, of course, why
Oh,
it's important for us to think about when you're in business.
sure. First of all, thank you for having us here today. It's a pleasure. And email marketing for us was really, I don't want to say a coincidence, but more or less so, because Thomas was for a long time working with Facebook ads and he was doing paid traffic. And on the side, I was looking for something I could do. So I started copywriting. And from copywriting, I moved on to email systems and the sequences because this technical stuff was more appealing to me and I enjoyed much more than writing email copy. So that's how I got into it. And then a copywriter friend came and approached me that they needed someone for a big client who knows all these systems, but they couldn't find anybody. And then he remembered that I was interested in this stuff. So that's how I got into it. And then since then, I was able to work on multiple big clients who had from 30,000 to 300,000 contacts on their email lists. And that's
Mhm,
how I learned. And then basically, Thomas decided that he will join forces with me. So we work on the same thing, both of us, so we get more done. So he
mhm,
stopped doing Facebook ads and he joined me with email marketing.
mhm.
Oh,
So, do you need to
okay.
have a lot of clients for email marketing to work for you?
For us personally, no,
I
we
mean, for me,
don't.
if as a
For
business,
anybody.
for
Mm.
anybody.
Like, do you mean like do you need a large list
Yes,
or
do I need a large
Yeah.
list? Do I need
Mm.
10,000 people on my list, or
Oh,
I can
you
be
can do a
effective with a small list?
you can be a very effective with a small list as well, because when you are starting out, usually the people on your list are more close to you because you are doing a lot of traffic organically, you are showing up for them, so these people know you much more personally. And then when you are getting to bigger lists, you've built these big lists usually with paid traffic, and that is not doesn't have that personal touch like when you are starting out and you are doing everything yourself and showing up for. So I think the opportunity is equal for both sizes, the large size and the small size as well, because the
Mhm,
relationship is there.
mhm.
Yeah, that's true. And
Yeah.
even for myself, like we was just talking about that in the back end, right? How I didn't even know how important email marketing was. To me, it was like, why am I writing emails for? I write emails, you don't think it's important, but it is. Can you go a little bit in depth into that so people can get an understanding why email marketing is important for your business and how it could really drive your sales?
Yeah. So what I mentioned in the backhand is that we
Mm-hmm.
see this on the big accounts, that even though they are driving traffic through Facebook, Google Ads, they are doing a lot of stuff organically on all their social media platforms. 40% of the times, the sale when the sale comes in, the last touch point was still an email. So people are still looking for other ways of communications, not just the social media platforms and seeing you in ads, but they want the information in the email in their inbox as well. So that's really interesting to see. Usually, it's between the lowest point is usually around 20%, but we also saw 50% of the sales coming from the emails where yes, the lead came in from a Facebook ads, for example,
Mm-hmm.
but the last touch point was an email that
Mm.
pushed them off the fence.
Mhm,
Oh, that's
mhm.
oh wow.
That's interesting.
That is interesting. It's very important for people. Pretty much, you converting. People already know you, right, through your social media, things that you comment, things that you post. But that email is that little connection, it's that little last link to have them
Mhm.
actually buy your product or convert into you a client if you have, depending on your service that you provide. So I
Yeah,
think that's,
definitely.
yeah. And I mean, a lot, like for myself, I didn't make the connection, right? I only saw it
Mm,
as more work for me to add on to send emails, right?
yeah.
But I think that's key. So if you don't have that, I think it's important to consider something that you should put into. My other question is, how often should you? Let's say you're the one sending the emails yourself, right? Because
Mm.
you might not have the money to hire somebody to do that. How often should a business owner send those emails out so they can be
Well,
effective?
yeah, so the frequency really matters. If you are
Mm,
going to send just one email a month, that's not going to do much because
right.
if you look at your own email address, you are getting flooded with emails from everybody.
Yeah, that's
So
true.
you have to show up in the email inbox as well. And if you compare it with social media, for example, some people do posts every day, some people do posts 3 times a day, so they are
Mm-hmm.
showing up consistently, and you want to basically mimic that, I would say, in the inbox as
Uh,
well, because the same way as you are getting tons of content on your oh, I lost the word, like when you log into LinkedIn, for example, and you are getting posts on your feed, uh
oh,
is this basically the same things happen in your
okay.
inbox. You are getting emails and emails, and you people don't click on all the emails, they click selectively. If something grabs their attention, they click on that email, but they don't open all of them.
Right.
So that's why I'm sorry if you can hear the baby.
That's
It's okay. It's
that's
okay.
okay. It's okay. We all right. We come on.
So that's why the frequency with emails matter as well, because even if you send 3 emails a week, which I would suggest is a minimum, uh, people won't open every single email that you send.
Mhm.
Oh
Mhm.
yeah, yeah, that's true. Because I mean, that's true what you say. I get flooded with a bunch of emails, and I don't open all of them. So the caption, I open the ones that the captions look very interesting,
Yeah,
right?
right, exactly.
Mhm.
So you open what grabs your attention,
Yeah,
and it's the same as with your content on social media. Not every content piece of content will go viral. It
yeah,
Mhm.
depends. And I think it's really similar with email. Not every email will click with every single person. So
yeah.
Mhm.
that's why you want to have multiple. So somebody opens the
That's true.
email.
Yeah. So you said earlier, Domi, that normally the last touch point is an email, which should get you the sale in most instances. But how do you get then the email address? What do you recommend we do to build our email database, our email list?
Mm-hmm.
For our clients, free trainings usually work really well. So they
Okay.
have
So you have a
usually.
free training?
Yes,
Yeah.
so it's
Mhm.
usually a video training. It's either a fourth part video where you have shorter videos, but several of them, or you have one longer video that people can subscribe to and watch, get some value from.
Oh,
Mhm.
is that like what they call a landing page, or that's different?
Yes, you have a landing page
Mhm.
where they have to sign up. So they have to opt in, give you their first name and email address, and then they are able to watch a training that actually teaches them something.
Ah,
Mhm.
okay. So it's
Mhm.
essentially the
Mhm.
same thing. Excuse me. Okay, so it's just kind of the same thing. You could have a video, or I guess something else if you want to opt out for
Yeah,
something
you can have other things. That you can have your ebook as well. You can have your
else.
webinar. So that's a great way to capture leads. And webinar leads usually convert much faster, and they
Oh,
are.
oh,
And then people who come, from example, for a freebie, for free download, the webinar leads always convert better, because the traffic is more targeted and they are more invested, because the webinar is usually longer, so they
Mhm.
invest time, they get more value from you. That's why they are easier to convert than somebody who comes from a free ebook or free PDF download.
Mhm.
oh, see, I did not know that. I did
Yeah,
not
I
know
didn't know
that.
that either. I'm
Yeah, I didn't
saying
know that
this is
either.
interesting.
Yeah, it is. 'Cause everybody's talking about ebook and ebook and ebook, right? And write some kind of written
Yeah,
PDF or whatever. But I
that
did not
works
know that.
too.
Yeah, it does.
Mhm.
Okay. But I didn't know that the webinar would be more effective because, depending how long your webinar is, then you're invested to listen to that,
Yeah.
right? you know.
The other party, like the your lead invests more time and energy into a webinar than they usually do to a free download, because how many times we download things and we don't even open them.
That right.
Mm-hmm. Because we're busy. Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true too. That's definitely true. I didn't even
Yeah,
think
'cause-
about that
do you
part.
know? So you've been doing this for a while. Why do you think most businesses, and I think from our conversation earlier, a lot of businesses still aren't using email marketing? Would you know why that is, especially based on your stats? Like, why aren't we doing more email marketing, especially if it really works as well as you're saying that it does?
Sometimes people don't realize that there is a hidden potential in their email list. Other times they are really busy and they don't have time to do it themselves. But
Mm-hmm.
sometimes these business owners are also so busy that not only they don't have time to do it themselves, they don't have time to look for someone who will do it for them.
Hmm.
So
Yeah,
it's a
that's
strange
true.
situation.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's
But
true.
at the end of the day, it is worth it because you would be able
Yeah.
to generate sales because it's working.
Yeah, it's definitely worth it, at least from what I see on the accounts that I work with, well, with Thomas, then I definitely see it's worth it. Um,
Hmm.
Hmm. Do
Yeah,
you have stats
definitely.
on that, Domi? What stats
Pardon?
will you share with me? Do you have stats on that? You're trying, if you were trying to encourage me to get more into email marketing, what stat would you use? What statistic would you use to tell me,
Oh,
oh, well, Gail, if you did email marketing, your sales would increase by 300%. I like 300. That's a nice number, but it may not be the truth. So
well,
what
I
would you
don't
say?
have the stats right now that I would be able to access them easily. But for example, with an account that has 200,000 subscribers, and they are making, I believe they made 2 million in February. And I remember
Hmm.
that 40% of that, the last touch point was an email. So those numbers, at least for me, are pretty impressive.
Oh
Mm-hmm.
yeah, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, definitely. I agree. So I know that you. All right. So let's give people tips, right? Because I know I tried I tried the whole email marketing thing myself, but I
Mm.
didn't realize there's a lot that goes into it. You have to
Mm-hmm.
do segmentations and all this extra stuff, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's so much into it. Like I didn't even know all of that. I tried it. I'm still you learn as you plug in and play as you go. But would you be able to give people at least five tips that they could take home and actually implement that might be able to help them with the email
Mhm.
marketing? Um,
Sure. So first of all, you don't need to know everything and all segmentation just to get started. It will come later, and if you really invest yourself into doing it, you will catch up on these things, and you will understand more as you start doing it. And so the first tip would be, uh, don't get too caught on, like, don't try to know everything in the beginning and in advance, and just start doing it. Start sending more emails. If you can send 3 emails a week, that's amazing.
mm,
If it's a stretch for you, let at least start with one and build that consistency.
okay.
So just start doing it, and don't be afraid that people will start unsubscribing, because they will. People will start
Mm-hmm.
unsubscribing.
Yeah.
It's the
Mm-hmm.
same as anywhere. When you start doing something, some people won't like it, and they will leave. And it's the same with your email list. People will leave, and it's natural, and don't be afraid.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Definitely.
And
Yeah.
the
That's
second
true.
second thing I would think about when starting out is building out your client journey, or at least thinking about it in your head. Where do these leads come in from when they are joining your list? So
Mm,
what's your first touch point? Are you offering them a free training? Are you offering them an ebook, a free download? So think about what's the first touch point and how you can get where you want to get them in the end. So what do you want to
ah,
sell them, and
Mm-hmm.
how you can connect basically these 2 points, the first point, and then how you can later convert them into customers. Where do you want them to go? So
Mhm.
we usually for this build different flowcharts where we have the whole funnel mapped out. We know where the lead is coming in from. We send them nurture emails based on the first touch point or the opt-in. And
Mm-hmm.
then from there we know that, for example, this client has these free offers. This is the low ticket, this is the high mid ticket and the high ticket. And first we want to try drive traffic to the low ticket because that's easier to convert when somebody is new. And then
Mm-hmm.
that's how you can basically build the client journey from the first to the last high ticket product that you have.
Mhm.
Oh wow. Yeah.
Okay.
That customer
Mhm.
journey is I think that customer journey is very important, right?
Yeah.
Mm.
And can we elaborate on the so people that might not know what customer journey is or what does that even look like? Right? 'Cause some people don't know
Oh,
what that means. Like, what does it mean by customer journey? And I didn't even know what that phrase was. Customer journey. You just like something, you buy it. That should be, but
yeah.
right? That's my head. Like, for me, it's like, okay, if I see something I like it and I buy it, that's my journey.
Yeah,
But
that's a
everybody,
really
what is
fast journey.
right? But can you? So can
Not
you?
really the answer to the question, Karen.
Right,
I will let Dommy
right.
answer.
That's right. So what is? Can you elaborate? What is a customer journey to people that might not know what that is?
Yeah, basically it's just the uh you know how people need, or based on different researches, people need maybe even up to 30 touch points before the first encounter
Mhm.
with the information till they make the decision. And basically all these touch points before between the first time they saw you until they made a purchase decision, this is the journey they take. And you
Okay.
want to make
Mm-hmm.
and you want these 30 touch points don't have to be all emails. You will touch
Mm-hmm.
base with them on social, they will see you on Facebook, they will see you on
Mm-hmm.
LinkedIn, maybe on your YouTube channel, they will see an ad, then they will receive an email.
Mm-hmm.
And
Right.
it all mixes up until they consumed enough information and that they are ready to make a decision.
Mhm.
Okay. So you guys hear that, right? So journey is from the person looking at your stuff, having going through the process of knowing knowing your
Mhm.
product or your service. You can see you on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, all the different process until they actually decide to purchase a
Yeah.
product or be enrolled in your
Yeah.
services, whatever, whichever
And with
one that
emails,
is.
you can control this journey a little bit more because, for
Mm-hmm.
example, somebody joins your webinar. So after the webinar, you can build out an email sequence that will follow up with them, give them the
Mm.
replay to the webinar. After a while, they had the chance to watch the replay. So you want to send them more information, maybe some other stuff, some other trainings you might have, so you keep providing value. And that's why email is, I say, you can control it more because you can have the whole this journey automated, and
Mhm.
you don't have to think about it. You build
Right.
it
Yeah. You
once.
only have to bill
And
it once. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I think that's important, the automation part, because you just let it, I guess it does what it does, and then you set it up the way you like, and then it works for you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
That's definitely
Yeah. I
true.
think I think the building out the journey is very important because it
Yeah.
suggests that you can't just jump in and do email marketing, willy nilly. You have to plan it, and it has to make sense from
Yeah.
the time the customer is first aware of your existence,
Mm-hmm.
and how you
Mhm.
build on that to the
But
end
that
where
relationship.
they get the sale, where you get the sale.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
It,
Great.
definitely.
Hmm.
it
Okay.
definitely. Okay. So we was
You are
Oh,
two,
that
so
was
we're
the
on number
second.
three. That was the second.
yeah.
Yeah. Then number three would be that the journey doesn't end once somebody makes a purchase.
Hmm.
So many times what I've seen is that after somebody makes a purchase, the whole email marketing stops. They are a customer and that's it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But you might have other programs, or you might not have them now, but you might have them in the future. So
Mhm.
I always recommend, and I love building these onboarding sequences and client sequences because they are so much fun just to just to write these emails and provide all the information. So after somebody makes the first purchase, I we usually recommend uh, providing so much more value to a customer that you already have, because the second sale is always easier than
Mm.
to
Than
get
the
the
first
first
one.
one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So you want to, especially with coaching and different courses and programs like this, you want to help them succeed with what you offer. So when they succeed with the first offer that you have, then it's much easier to either sell them a higher ticket program or to sell them a new program that you might create in the future. So that's why we always recommend to keep touchy with
Yeah.
your
Mm-hmm.
existing customers
Right.
and
Mm-hmm.
clients.
Right. So I want to ask another question to number three, right? So let's say a person purchased something from you,
Mhm.
and you might not necessarily have a selling ticket item behind that one, right? But you can still provide them value by giving them maybe certain resources that they could be helpful. There's different ways of doing it if you don't have a ticket item immediately to sell. Is that
Yeah.
right?
Yes, so you don't have to, like, it's not like they purchase something today and a week
Right.
from now I want to sell them something else.
Right. 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 Yeah.
It depends also on, for example, if you have a program coaching program that takes 3 months,
Mhm.
it depends also on the length of your program.
Mhm.
And then when you just keep the relationship going, it doesn't matter if you come up with a new offer in 1 month or in a year.
Mhm.
You still have that relationship with the person and with the contacts on your email list, so it's easy for you to go out and tell them that, hey, I've created something new, do you want to have a look at it? It's much easier than when you on the other hand, you would let them get cold and forget about you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think that's the key right there. Like you
Mm,
still even though they made an initial purchase, still build that relationship with build that relationship, send them resources, some of the things that they could be valuable to them. And then
yeah,
when you do have a second offer, whatever that might be, or whenever that is, they initially will join if they're interested because they already build the relationship with you. Then
yeah,
you
Mm-hmm.
then actually
Yeah.
exactly.
being right, it makes sense. Then actually buying something and then forget about them because
Mm,
nobody then they're not gonna buy. It's if they feel like okay you got my money but now what is it you know so I think
yeah,
that makes sense. I think that's an important key there. Still build a relationship, send them
yeah,
value, send them things that could be helpful to them, things that if you feel like things are going to be helpful to you, maybe you want to share it might be helpful to someone else.
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
But I think that's
exactly.
important. Yeah, that makes sense.
All right, let's move to number 4.
Mm-hmm.
And number 4, I would say just keep it simple. You don't have to overcomplicate it. You don't have to have million images and make it fabulous, like,
Mm-hmm.
news convert the best. They don't have to, the emails that you look like brochures, those are the usually from e-commerce brands. And even
Hmm.
e-commerce brands are, some of them are letting go of this trend of emails that are full of images and that look like brochures. Even they are testing more the friend approach now.
Yeah.
uh
Yeah.
yeah, you said keep it simple. I mean I think
Yeah.
that's good. I think that makes sense because you want to write to relate, I guess, to say relatable, right? You want to be relatable to
Hmm.
the person.
Yeah.
um Instead of writing like you write in a thesis paper. Right? Because
Yeah,
nobody gonna
exactly.
understand it.
So the copy
Yeah.
can be really conversational. You don't have to write an
Hmm.
essay. It's just write as you speak. That's the best way to do
Mm-hmm.
it.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
that's what I hear. Yeah, that's what I hear.
That's a good one.
Yeah, that is a good one. Because I think
Yeah.
people think you got to write like you write in a thesis paper, because you want to sound, I guess, professional and you want to sound,
Mm.
proficient. but you can still sound like that and just keep it cute and keep it simple, and
Keep
it's
it
not
Yeah.
right. So you don't have
And
to.
those
Yeah.
emails that are written as you speak are even easier to read.
cute.
Mm-hmm.
If
Yeah.
you send someone an essay looking email, it's difficult to read, and people I
Nobody want to read that.
yeah, don't
Too long.
usually don't want to read that.
Yeah, I agree with you. If it's something that too long and too that nobody wants to read all of that. Like people would like to read simplicity and to the point, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, exactly. Just be
yeah,
yourself.
Yeah, just
that's
missing.
true.
Just be
Yeah,
yourself.
yeah, right. Exactly.
And
This
what
is what.
helps, and copywriters do this, is that when you write your email, read it out loud, because that's when you read it out loud, that you will see where you trip on the
Mhm,
written words, and then you know which parts you can
Mm,
rewrite and maybe try a different approach, so it's easier to read
mhm.
for the reader.
Yeah.
okay, that's a
That
good
reading
tip.
aloud helps
Yeah,
everything, Dommy. I
yeah.
tell all my people before you send an
That's a
email, you
that's
need
a
to
very
read
good
it.
tip.
Before you send anything, before you post anywhere, if you read it aloud,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
things that you miss because your eyes are seeing that information over and over.
Mm,
But when you read it aloud, as you said, you're gonna pick up the edits there.
yeah.
So
Yeah, that's
I can
true.
swear to the value of that point for
Yeah,
sure.
that's true. That's a good one.
Okay,
That's definitely a good one.
yeah.
Mm.
So we're on to the last point,
Oh,
number
the
five.
last point.
Yes.
The last point is testing. You can test so many things with emails, but always test just one thing at a time. So if
Mm-hmm.
you are going to test subject lines, because want to know what will be opened more, then test different subject lines. If you want to test different call to actions, which means the part of the email copy that will actually ask them to do something, that's the call to action, for maybe people who are not so into marketing.
Mm-hmm.
So if you are going to test different approaches in the call to action, then do that. But always test just one thing. And then you will start picking up on what works, what resonates with your audience, and you can do more of that in the future.
I think that's
Yeah.
good. Yeah, that's definitely good. Okay, so I just want to recap the 5 tips for anybody
Mm.
that just came in. The first one is just start, right? You don't know
Yeah.
everything. Oh, Gail already. Okay, Gail. All right, so Gail already put in the comments what I'm
Yeah.
reading. So just
Don't mind the
start.
formatting. Yeah. You.
Right. So just start pretty much. Don't put too much like anything else, just begin and then things will as you go, you change and you do more strategy as you go
Mm.
ahead. Tip number 2 is create a customer journey, right?
Yeah.
From the initial up to the lead or to the
Mm-hmm.
point of sale pretty much. 3 is journey doesn't end after a purchase. It means you have to
Yeah.
continue that relationship, continue providing value, continue, building relationship with the client that you have. And tip number 4 is keep it simple, keep it cute. We're not writing the thesis paper here. You just be yourself and read for understanding, not, just to be writing, if it makes sense. Tip
Mm-hmm.
number 5 is testing. So test
Yeah.
what, if you do the caption and then see how that works instead of testing too many things at one time, which is true because you're not going to know what works and what doesn't work
Yeah,
if you do it
exactly.
simultaneously.
Mm-hmm.
That's definitely a good key.
Yeah. So my
And
last comment about the testing though, Domi, in terms of doing that, you're testing maybe a headline or the offer.
mhm.
How are you how are you gauging success when you test? Is it the number of responses? Is it when I use that headline I get more eyes, I get more sales? How am I measuring the success of my testing?
Well, depends on what you are testing. For example, if we are testing subject lines and we have 3 different subject lines, we want to see which email got the most opens. But then, if
Ah,
we are
okay.
testing different call to actions, we want to see which email got the most sales. So
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
depends on what you are testing at the moment.
Okay. You know
Oh,
that this is a
okay.
science, dummy. This email marketing is a science because you
Right.
can't just do it. It's a lot of little
Yeah.
things that you need
But
to
when you
remember.
are starting out, you don't have to do all this science stuff.
Amen.
Just start
So,
Yeah.
doing it.
yeah,
Right.
I
Just
wanted
start.
to look at some comments. and welcome. We have George Fletcher with us who says it was an
Yes.
insightful conversation.
Oh,
Thank
thank
you
you.
for being here,
Thank you.
George. And of course, we have Joseph. Joseph is here with us as
From
well.
Miami, Florida.
And Joseph actually had a question. He was asking about the conversion rates. So, like, what is the conversion rate of the email marketing, or how would we find that out if you couldn't? As a business owner, I'm doing email marketing. How am I actually going to find out what the conversion rate is?
All right. So first of all, you need a way to track the sales, and you need a way to be able to say which email brought in the sales.
Mm-hmm,
This can be done either through UTM parameters, which is technical stuff, or you can implement different platforms like
Mm-hmm.
Hyros or Segmetrics, which will enable you to track the journey and the sales.
mm-hmm,
So you need a way to be able to track the sales first, and then you see how many emails you sent to how many people clicked on your link in the email, and then how many sales you got from that, and that's how you can get your conversion rate from the emails.
mm-hmm. Yeah,
Mm,
that's a good one.
okay.
Because
Yeah.
he also went on to say, that you have to be able to measure whatever you're
Yeah,
doing if you want the real data. And it's true
Mm,
if you want it to
yeah.
make sense. Yeah.
That's
yeah, it
why
makes
Thank
you
sense.
usually start then applying and implementing different tracking codes in your link.
Mm-hmm,
Because if you don't have the tracking code there, you are not really able to match the sale with the email that you sent.
mm-hmm.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, yeah, that's a good one.
Okay. That is a good
Great.
one. So, what do you have going on currently? What do you have a webinar we should know, but people could be access to? Do you have something that they could actually, for anybody who's interested, how can they?
Yeah,
Anything
sure.
that any offer that you have going on?
We've been working on with Thomas on creating something that will be accessible and usable for everybody, even if you don't
Mm-hmm.
have a big list. So
Okay.
we created a bundle of emails where you can download the templates, email templates that we tested on all the big accounts that we work with, and these
Mm-hmm.
email templates are proven on the to work and convert on these accounts. So
Mm-hmm.
we
Mm-hmm,
took these emails, we converted them into templates, so you are able to fill in
Oh.
your story, your offer, make it fit your business, and then plug it into your email system
Oh,
and
that's
just
good.
start sending, and you don't have to spend a lot of and we
That's
also
good. So,
included yeah. We also included video implementation guides, so I walk you through how I would build these sequences and email automations in the system, and you can
oh,
just copy the same approach that basically we use and do it for yourself. And you can find
oh,
it on
that's good.
emailaccelerator.co. Thank
Yeah,
you, Gail, for
yeah.
posting it.
No, that's
yeah.
good. I think that's very valuable. Like if somebody that wants to do it, want to start, but don't know where to start, right? They
Mm,
already pretty much have everything the template done for them. You just got to plug into what your business and your brand
yeah.
is. So I think that's a good thing because to start sometimes when you start anything, you don't know where to start sometimes, right? You're
Mm,
trying to figure it. Okay, what can I write? Then you have to consider: do I need a template to do this? But if
yeah.
it's already kind of pre-made, you're just switching it off to your brand, and it just makes sense. I think it's a good thing to have. Yeah, definitely, guys. So if you want to start email marketing, and it's something that you really want to put into, that template is definitely going to be useful because it's already made for you. You just gotta just switch it up to your liking, switch it up to what you like, switch it up to
Yeah.
your
Mm-hmm.
brand, and then plus they get the video to go along with it. So I think that's
Yeah.
great to have. I think that's a
Yeah,
good
that's
thing.
super
And we
cool.
have a
That is.
template for the free training. So that's usually at the beginning of your funnel. Then we have
Mm-hmm,
for retargeting. So when somebody becomes a really interested
Ah.
lead, then we have a retargeting sequence to catch those leads. We
mm-hmm,
have also re engagement. So when people stop opening your emails, these are the emails you can
Ah.
send them to get them back to your open. Like people who are
Oh
active.
wow, that's good.
We
That's
have
good.
Yeah, and we have also sequences we've prepared for you for sales calls. So, if, for example, if you are doing sales calls, you want to have some follow up emails, you want to remind people to book a call with you, or if
Mhm.
somebody missed a call, you want to send them some emails to get them back. So, we've thought about multiple approaches.
Everything. You've
No,
thought about
that's good.
everything.
Yeah, they thought about everything. All you gotta do is plug in and play it. Switch
Yeah.
it up to right from the beginning to wherever it's gonna lead you to. It's already made for you. So I think that's a good thing. And it gives you as a business as a owner, sometimes you don't always have time to do all of that, to come up with the template and all that. So I think that's good. You just gotta plug it in, make it your own to your own style, write it to your style, or
Yeah.
switch it up however you like, and then that's pretty much what is done. Boom. You
Yeah.
just put it out there. So how can
Yeah.
they get with you? Do you have yeah, LinkedIn? Like how can they reach you? How can they get in touch?
Oh,
Is there
best way to connect
community?
with me personally is on LinkedIn, and with
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
Thomas, it's on all social platforms.
Yeah. So they just look for you, Domi or Thomas, on all social platforms. Is that you? Like at Domi Panic and at Thomas Panic, or do you have
Thomas is
different names?
at Real Thomas Panic, and I'm Domi Panic.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, we have them as a speaker, guys. I know Gail put them. So if you go to the actual invitation page, their information
Mhm.
is there. So you can just click on them and follow
Yes.
them and
Yeah.
connect with them. And if you need to help with the email, if you're gonna, if you depending on you individually, right? So if you're the type of person who's not interested in doing all of that, and you want to have somebody do it for you, that's an option. Or you could just do it yourself. So it depends on what works for you as an
Yeah,
individual. You
and
know,
Mhm.
also how much time do you want to invest into it?
right? Because it is
Yeah.
time to do the email marketing. It is time consuming. You do need time. Let's be for real. Yeah.
Okay. Great. Well, this is a great conversation.
Yeah.
We don't have any more comments. I want to thank everybody who joined us for this Sunday morning chat. Especially thank Domi and Thomas. I know the
Thank
baby is
you.
there in the background, and she's going to be an awesome email marketer as well, but she doesn't know
Yeah,
it
she's
yet.
part of the team.
Part
Yeah.
of the
Right.
team.
Right.
And I'm going to invite everybody to join us next Sunday. Karen, is that when we talk about how do you know when it's time to leave a
Your
toxic job?
job.
Is that what we
Yes.
said? When it's time,
Yes.
Oh,
how do you know when it's time to leave a
Your
job?
job.
Because that's our
oh,
conversation for
that's
next
a really
Yeah.
Sunday.
interesting topic.
Yeah, so that's gonna be
Yeah.
just me. Yeah, we're gonna talk about that next Sunday. But guys, thank you for showing up. Thank you for the comments. Thank you for everybody watching, and thank you for your Sunday. Thank you for your time. So once again, link with everybody here. If anybody speaks to you, and anybody in this, me, Gail, or Thomas and Dami, send us a connect. Let's link
Yeah.
up with each other.
Yeah.
All
Great.
right.
Thank you
So
very
join
So
us
much.
next
great to
week.
be here. See you next week,
Any
everybody.
last any last comments,
Any last
Tommy?
words, Tommy,
Any last
Just thank
words?
you very much for having us. Although Thomas was not able to join, but he was here listening.
Yes, he
Thank
was
you.
here, guys.
Yeah,
There
thank you for the opportunity. And if you have any questions regarding email marketing, then we are here to help you.
you
Okay.
go. Thank you,
Bye,
guys.
everybody. See you next week.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.